Hey, what's going on today, guys? And I got a brand new video for you today. And yes, we made it to gold, and that is for sure. It took me a little while to post this video because I've been trying to make it actually to emerald. I've been gold for quite a bit, so I delayed making the video and posting it sooner, only because I wanted to try and surprise you guys with making it to emerald tier class as well. But unfortunately, I couldn't make it there yet. Now, the reason why I'm talking about that and getting to Emerald, which I am going to get to, but I think I'm going to have to form a crew and make it a full-time thing or like to only play with the crew. Because I find when I join a lot of games with randoms, especially with now League being on mobile, I find there's a lot of new people, or there's a lot of people who are throwing that don't really take it as serious. You know, maybe they're just playing just to play. I get that quite a bit. Or I get a lot of people who are, you know, going AFK or backing out. Many things like that are going on, you know. But to keep on topic here, you know, it was a great game. You know, I played Garen in this one. We got a lot of good kills in this. Great pushing, not being overly aggressive, played our lanes properly, and if you look, we had a lot of good champions for each lane that were meant to be in those lanes. Now, that's very important because a lot of people lately I've been seeing, like for instance, someone will use Jhin in top lane, which, okay, yes, he has ranged, and maybe he's really good with him, but we all know we need a tank in every match you play. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I strongly believe that. And I am a tank. I play Garen or Darius or Gragas, whoever. Anyone I can make a tank. That way I know I can take most of the damage, but also produce damage. And I find that that really helps in endgame fights, especially in endgame. But I've noticed lately that a lot of people have been posting, you know, themselves in lanes with the wrong champions. Like I've seen, you know, just some of the silliest guys in the top lane. I've seen people take a Draven in the top lane, and I absolutely crushed him. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, yes, this guy has distance, but, you know, if I hog the turret and I sit there and I patiently wait, it's all about who has the more patience, right? And that's what this game is all about. Strategize, planning ahead, and patience. Patience, patience, patience. Especially early game. Early game, people are trying to show off their skill, and trying to get a couple kills, and that's cute. You know, that's whatever. But personally, I don't do that stuff. Now, if I see that the guy is obviously, you know, struggling against me early game, he could be baiting me, right? Or he could actually be bad. How I find that out is I do a couple things. Like, I'll do a couple heavy pushes on him, lower his health really quick. I'll even spam my ultimate on him and then run back and then heal up and sit around my turret, see how he plays, right? You know, you'll notice people's movements. Sometimes they really do try to bait you. Sometimes their jungler and that top laner or mid laner are always planning to gank. So you got to be careful of those things. You got to take them into mind and consideration and really think about that stuff. Because it helps, like it does. And another thing that I noticed is people aren't pinging or notifying as much. And I just want to say, like, I know it's a little bit difficult, but if you can, even if it's any kind of ping of something, like even if you could just press danger and you can't put it on the little map where you need it to go, as long as you can press it, you're giving awareness. You know, spam it, and that way, like, obviously if they look in their lane and there's no danger, or sorry, if they look in your lane and there's no danger, but they're seeing that, like, you're spamming it, it's just that awareness. It goes a long way. The other thing that I've noticed lately too is the junglers. I am getting extremely frustrated with junglers because two things. One, if they're going to get their buff, guys, don't be that person that just walks past them. Help them out. You know how much of a difference that makes when they get the help in the beginning and they're literally able to destroy that buff much quicker than normal. they're getting their gold, they're farming their monsters in the jungle, and then they're leveling up quicker. Like, for instance, someone like Zinzao. I play him in jungle, and usually if I get the help in the beginning, by the time I'm level 3 or 4, I'm ganking right off, no problem. I'll go mid lane or top lane or whatever lane may even be struggling early game because we're playing aggressive. And I'll help out for that second, and then I'll get back to farming. But I've noticed that a lot of junglers, I don't know what's going on there, if they're just throwing on purpose or whatever, but I found them to be just farming the monsters, not engaging in group fights, and even other champions as well. But you know, I've noticed, like, I know we got the whole Rangar and Kha'Zix event going on, but if you're going to play those champions, and that's another thing too, if you're going to play a champion in jungle, make sure it's someone that you're good and confident with. I mean, if someone selects your character, this is why you practice with more than one character. And if you can't do that and you're a one-trick, you shouldn't be in rank. I'm just going to be straight up and blunt about that. But to get back on track here, you know, attacking monsters when you're not paying attention to the people that actually need the help, knowing that you, even if you just pop through and hit them with a couple shots, right? You hit the enemy with a few attacks here and there and just pop out of that lane. You know, just hit them with something. That way, it makes them not as aggressive. They won't push as hard, right? And it creates less stress on the lanes. It helps you guys a lot more. And also, I'm going to speak about not staying in your lane and handling things properly. And what I mean by that is, you know, if the other team is doing better, like let's say you're in bottom lane, so you have a support or you are the support, you need to, if you can clearly see that these guys are a good duo, and they're destroying you, then play safe. Stay against the turret. Be boring. Be as boring as possible. Nothing makes people more mad than being safe and boring. They hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. I can tell you that right now. And the only thing you're going to do is, yes, it's going to be slow for the first while, but at least you're still going to get your minion feed. You're still going to be safe. You're not feeding. You're saving your turret, and you're actually helping people out quite a bit by doing that. Because just think, if the jungler can get a gank on someone, but you constantly need help, and they're actually trying to do what they're supposed to do, they're helping you, and they're constantly coming to help you, and the other lanes, let's say they can easily kill the guy, not easily, but they're going to win the fight, but it could be close. Just to have that jungler come through, middle of the fight, hit him with a couple taps and take off, and let him finish and get the kill, that's a really big help. So if you're struggling and the other lane is not struggling, play safe. Hog that turret. And what do you do if you're melee and that person's ranged? Well, there's not too many champions that can actually hit you above the turret range. And what I mean by that is when you walk up to the turret, you should see a highlight. It'll probably go yellow, and if you step in before a minion, it turns red and the turret attacks you. Well, most champions who try to attack you cannot reach past that. There's only a select few, and it's only with a few moves. So as long as you stay in behind the turret, they have to actually go in to hit you. And if they try to, here's another thing I see people do. They'll fight until they're low, run back into the turret, and the other champion's about half health. Well, if he has flash or an ultimate that can get him out of there quick, you're dead. So it's all about knowing the other champions too, and knowing when to back off. And once again, play safe. If you see that this champion obviously can do certain things, and this is why one-tricking is terrible. I honestly don't recommend it. We're lucky that there's not a banning system like there is on League of Legends on computer, because we would be screwed. People who one-trick, like I play with a couple of fellas who one-trick all the time, but I tell them, like, man, we're gonna go and do some scrims, regular, and I want you to just try different characters. I want you to work on that, because if they ever come out with banning, we're screwed. And so anyway, I've been working a lot on trying to get to Emerald, and I struggle a lot. Like right now, I'm almost gold 1, because I'm just about there. and I'm like constantly fighting, you know, just to keep gold 2 right now. And I don't know what's going on, but lately it just feels like there's a bunch of trolling at a certain point that you get to this group of people and it's just like, man, what are you doing? Like, you shouldn't be over here trying to chase this champion because they're almost dead and then you get led into 3 people. Or don't think that because you killed 2 champions on your own and you're still full health that you can now go fight 3 of them. I'm really getting frustrated with people that are over aggressive. I think it's very selfish. I think it's a very poor mind asset to have when you go into a game like this, because it is mainly for group fighting, group work, teamwork, right? And now the one thing we can't do is stress that jungler a lot as well. You know, you shouldn't rely on your jungler. You should be confident enough that you can hold your lane, especially if you play mid or top. Bottom lane, you got 2 people down in tops, you know, and some people, they don't always run a support. Sometimes they run like a tank slash, you know, damage guy. Like, I've seen a Malphite down there. I've seen a Darius down there. I've seen a couple other guys, and sometimes it can be difficult because if they yank you in and then they're hitting with their Bloodthirster constantly, and then, you know, they're just, once he hits you 5 times, that's it, right? Like, you're screwed after that. There's no getting away. So, you know, it's a lot harder in that lane, and I get it, but you need to play more champions, confident in your lane, and pay attention to what you're doing, guys. Like, it's really crucial here. But other than that, man, I had a great game here. I've had many other great games. I had one the other day that was super clutch. We won with only like 20 health left on our inhibitor. I think that's what they call that. Anyway, it's the main base after you tear down the turret and go down and attack it. I forget the name right now. I'm having like a brain fart. But anyway, I just want to say, like, it was super clutch and awesome. I teleported back just in time, killed Yasuo, and then literally the team won, taking the top lane and destroying the turret and going right in and win. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. What an adrenaline rush. You know, I wish that people could be like that more often. Really, really do. So, it's all about, you know, playing smarts, paying attention to your mini map and things like that. So, one thing that I notice is, like, if I'm playing top lane, as soon as I get first turret, I don't recall. I don't go jump to another lane. I stay there, I finish my champions, I look at my surroundings, I even put a couple wards if I have them. And then that way it's lit up in the area, so that if a jungler, let's say I'm on, I think I'm usually on the Garen side. So if I'm on the Garen side, excuse me there, I yawned, I apologize for that. I usually make these videos at random times. Sometimes it's when I just wake up because I want to get it done right then and there, or sometimes it's late at night. But anyway, yeah, usually I'm on the Baron side of the lane. So, you know, I'll go ward it, have it ready, so that if a champion tries to get in at it and they call in the rest of the champions, you know, it's just preparation. You gotta constantly prepare. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what's going on. And even if, like, you're in mid lane or top lane and you're not jungler, you should still be paying attention to the other lanes and see why they're struggling, or how they're struggling, and what's causing them to struggle. You know, if they're playing too aggressive, or if their support is not pushing like they should. Like, if I'm a Blitzcrank support, oh man, I'm up in their face, hitting them, stunning them, pulling them in. And that's another thing too. Practice your hook shot if you're someone like Blitzcrank. There's nothing more annoying than having a support that literally shoots that arm and zoom and misses. You know, it's just so aggravating, because if you hit with that and you yank them in, man, that's the biggest benefit about him. That's what he's known for, is his arm. And I can't stress it anymore, guys. You gotta work on other champions. You gotta work on that. You gotta make sure that you're paying attention to the things that matter most, which is not you, it's your teammates. It really matters about you, because if you start thinking about yourself more than you think about the teammates, that's how you lose. You gotta play passive. The only time you play aggressive is when you group fight. But yeah, when you group fight, you should be destroying those guys.
This world
easily.
needs hope.
Easily. And I mean, as for junglers,
Godlike.
don't be someone like, geez, don't pick Jinx and go in jungle. You
Ally
know?
slain.
Don't pick Yasuo and go in jungle.
Enemy double kill.
He is
Ally
a
slain.
beast right now, man. That guy has got some serious damage going on with him. Like, I found every time I went up against him lately, he was just super strong. You know, I like I said, I play Zinzao, but lately I think he got nerfed not too long ago because he's not as strong as he used to be. Like, when they first released this on mobile, he was like proof. You know what I mean? He was one of the guys that really helped. But lately, it just seems like he's not as good ever since they came over with Rengar and Kha'Zix. I mean, against Kha'Zix, no problem. Destroying. Against Rengar, a little different. Rengar's a little tankier. So, it just, it doesn't work as well. So, I started playing, you know, a few different champions. I don't like running, that's another thing I don't like. I don't like Nasus, Maces as jungle, because really he needs to feed, and just the amount of minions that get fed to him in a lane versus the amount in jungle is far different. Especially late game. Like, you want a strong Nasus, Maces, whatever his name is, when it comes late game, right? You want to make sure that he's well fed and ready. Right? That's another thing that I can't stress, guys. Once again, playing that champion in the wrong lane. I mean, some people can do great with them, and that's good for them, honestly. Like, seriously, it's insane. What? Nasus is not a jungler. I don't care what anyone says. He's a top laner. And no, he's not a support. Just because you can do things in support lane with him, just because you can probably beat a good amount of people with him, and it has worked quite a few times for you, does not mean that he is that person. You need people who are support. Blitz, Nami, Lux, you know, those kind of characters. Serafini, there's many other supports, right? I mean, I played as Gragas as support. Even though he doesn't seem like it, he actually really is, because it's all about how you play him. Like, I only build health on him when I play support, or if I go top lane with him, I make him a tank. The only time I make him damage with his mana is when I'm mid lane with him, but I don't hardly ever do that.
This world.
Anyway, guys, I just wanted to really let you see the video. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, we got lots of things done here, and it was awesome. I couldn't have asked for like a better team. It was just overall amazing, right? Like, we played safe, we played smart. I messed up a couple times, you know, that happens. Like, sometimes I'm playing the games while I'm in and around family, friends, whatever. I've not so much friends now, most of it is family and COVID, but, you know, it's still, if you get distracted, sometimes things happen, right? But for the most part, I'm usually, you know, focused and all in and trying to rank up. But we made it to gold, guys. That's the main thing. We are going to make it further than that. We are definitely getting into Emerald with ease. It's just taking a little bit of time, and I'm putting together a good crew so that we can actually get, you know, all of our tiers going up here without struggling and constantly getting set back. I don't know how many times I've almost hit, you know, gold 1, and then I get these 2 games back to back where guys are just quitting, or all of a sudden they got max MS and like the game froze on them, and it's like, dude, like, what are you playing on? Or delete some apps, free up some space, factory reset your phone. If your phone is not up to par, there's nothing more annoying than you coming in and playing with me because I have a phone that works just fine. I don't want to play with someone who has a crappy phone that doesn't work. That's so annoying, man. Like, I mean, hey, like, I'm happy that you enjoy the game and that you're playing it, but just don't play it with me. Because I want to play with people who actually can play, who actually want to, you know, exceed and excel. Exceed their limitations that they've been at and excel in their tiers, and they want to become a lot better than what they were. I want those people. Those are the people I want. I want people who don't have cracked screens so that whenever they're clicking a ping, it turns into like 10 different things. I don't want those guys. Get rid of them. I don't want people with high ping. You know, I don't care if you can't speak English. I mean, if you can play your lane and do your things, you understand the pings and you understand the game, you can play with me whenever. I play with a lot of guys that speak Spanish. Some of them couldn't even speak English at all, really. And I don't know if it's all Spanish that they speak, but it sure sounded like it. And they played really well. But yeah, you know, I'm just trying to let you guys see here, like, there's a lot more to this game than what people are really showing you. Like, yes, it's you know, easy to come on a mobile game and just do whatever, but this is one of those games that is strategy. Every player is a real player in rank. So, you know, it's really annoying when you have someone who's backing out. And I feel like the punishment should be a lot more for that, because think about it. If you push a game, even if you won 4v5, it shouldn't have been that hard and that much work, because if you had your fifth guy, you would have got through no problem. I don't appreciate that, and I feel like there should be a much higher punishment. Like, I'm talking like you're not allowed to rank for however long, or you get dropped like 3 tiers right off rip, right? You go from gold 1 to gold 4 just from AFK leaving. Like, there's nothing more annoying than that. You know, if you're gonna play that game, make sure it's when you have time to actually play. It's not like Call of Duty Warzone where you jump in and it's whatever. You know, like, that game, cool. Like, that game is totally different than this, and you know, it's not the same. It's not even comparable. And I know a lot of people play games like COD Mobile. I tried it out. My opinion, absolutely trash, because I can use a controller and just jump on there and destroy everybody, win every match like it's nothing. But anyway, to keep on topic here, I want to see more people actually take this game serious and exceed and do well. I want people to do great. Anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe down below, and let me know what you think about the video, guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate you listening, subs, and just kidding. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Victory!
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.